Well, hello, beautiful people, and welcome to Girlfriend Therapy Session with Dee. I am your host, Dee Bryant, and today I have my dear friend here with me, and today's episode is entitled Crowned, Creative, and Confident, the Marion Cain story. So I want to welcome her to the show, my dear friend Marion.
Thank you, Dee. Happy to be here. Happy to be
Yes,
here.
yes, she is a woman who is thriving in business. She's a beauty expert and she is a pageant queen. And so we're going to dive in today and talk about Marion because this
Yes.
is her story.
Let's
Because
get it.
when you live a little, you got a story to tell,
Yes, you do.
right?
Yes, I do,
Yes,
honey. Let's get it
yes,
going.
yes.
Absolutely.
Oh wow. So Marion, I want to dive in on your humble beginnings
Okay.
because when we talk about humble beginnings, it really pinpoint where you are now in life
Mm-hmm.
because your humble beginnings is the beginning, but it explains how you got here.
Yes.
So
Yes.
tell us a little bit about um, when you started your journey with beauty, because I remember you saying that you started out with doing your sister's hair.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. When I was young, and I was very young actually. I think I probably was about 10 or 11. Yeah, I
Really?
was really young, and my mother could not do hair. God bless her. She still can't do hair, but love you, mom. But she couldn't do hair, and my sister is 5 years younger than me,
Oh,
and so I already knew how to do my hair. And so my mom would say, "Can you please do your sister's hair?" So it started there, and I really loved doing my sister's hair. So
oh,
it kind of started there, and I always did her hair, got her ready for school as we grew. Whenever she would go out, I had a party to go to, I would go ahead and do her hair, look real cute, so she could look cute.
oh.
Going to her little party. So my love of doing hair started there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I will say that, as I grew, I didn't know I would have a passion for beauty. In high school, middle school, high school, I loved dressing nice. I knew I had a flair for fashion. I knew that, but I didn't
That
realize
she
that
did.
I would have a passion for beauty until I started really working, like I said, with cheerleaders, the NFL, AFL cheerleaders, and then I knew, like, okay, this is my passion too.
Oh wow.
So as I grew, it's just, obviously anything that you do, you get better at it with time and, and studies. I mean, anything that you do on this level, you definitely want to go to school. So I've gone as high as I could in terms of education.
Oh,
And
okay.
then, and so then with that, obviously I became an esthetician because of that. Because why? It's all about beauty. It's all
Mm,
about taking care of yourself and being your best self. And I'll be 61 in 2 weeks. And so I'm excited about that. And knowing that I
yes,
did
and
it
we
all, and
rocking it. We are rocking it at 61, right?
knowing that I did it in a natural scale makes me really, 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 really proud. Because I
Mm-hmm.
know today's standard, a lot of women are doing a lot of, Botox and fillers and different things like that. And so I think that I think it's paramount, especially as a Black woman, to age as gracefully and as naturally and as beautifully as you can. So
Yes,
yes,
yes.
yes,
Oh wow, Marion.
yeah.
Mm. Well, Well, let's talk about because I still want to do the beginning,
Okay.
your humble beginnings. Let's talk about high school because Mary and I we are proud graduates of Martin Luther King High School
Yeah,
class of '82,
yeah.
and I remember Marion being on the gymnastics team,
Mm-hmm.
and she was a high school cheerleader also.
I was.
So Marion was very popular in high school. She was well liked by everybody.
I
So
thought so. Yeah, I
yeah,
thought so. Yeah.
yeah, she was well popular and very liked by everyone. And so talk a little bit about high school.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what do you remember as far as your experience with cheerleading and gymnastics and
You know,
all those
I
things?
had, I tell you, the girls that I cheered with loved them still. I had a
Ah,
pleasant experience cheerleading. I had a pleasant experience gymnastic. Everything that I did sports wise was always pleasant. I mean, I danced as well. So I had a lot of pleasantries in high school. Obviously, high school wasn't perfect, and I had some issues that went on in high school as well. But for the most part, being a part of the sports, my brother was a part of the sports. That's just what,
yes,
I just
yes.
love doing those
Shout out
things.
to Alfonso.
Yeah, shout out to
He
Fonzo,
was on our
co-captain of the
basketball
varsity
team.
team. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
But my experience there was always pleasant,
Hmm.
always pleasant. And there's nothing that I would trade for that. That was always just, we were sisters, and
Yes,
we looked out
yes.
for each other. And, I wouldn't have had it any other way, cheering
Yeah.
with those girls and doing what I was doing.
I mean, high school was a pleasant time for most
Yeah,
of
for
us.
most
Yeah,
of us. I mean,
yeah.
obviously, but I would say that my time at King, for the most part, was pleasant. For the most part, for
Hmm.
the most part, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, you want to talk about what wasn't pleasant about
Sure, this
King?
is real. This is real girl talk. We'll talk about
Yes,
everything.
we
Absolutely.
on the couch, on the
On the
couch,
couch.
girlfriend therapy session right here on the
So,
couch.
even though those parts of my life in high school were pleasant, I did experience a very unpleasant time in high school, and that is when I was bullied. I was bullied in high school. And even though I was popular and I did all these things, I was bullied by a girl in my class. We graduated high school together. And
Mm-hmm.
when you're that young, you don't understand why someone would do that. I mean, as a grown woman now, I understand that when they were doing that at that time, it was really more about them not having self love for themselves. And most
Mm-hmm.
bullies do that. They don't love
Right,
themselves or they're lacking something. So they go after somebody who they think might be a little bit better, a little bit something. They pick somebody.
right.
And that experience affected me pretty much all my life. I'm going to share something with you I don't think I've ever shared with you. But that experience, even when I became a mom, when I got married, that experience lasted me up until I was about 36. And I'll
Ah,
share this, that for the longest time, when I would go to the beach, I always wore one piece. I never wore a bikini. And I didn't wear a bikini because of the bullying that I was very thin, as you know, in high school. And that's where the bullying took place. That's what it was all about for her, to tease me because I was very thin. I was, I was popular, but I was very thin. I was small. I was tall, but I was skinny. And so I always wore one piece because that affected me. That was something that was traumatic for me. And I didn't feel comfortable in my own skin and my own body from that experience because it lasted a long time, Dee, you know? And so one day I went to Macy's and I was picking up another one piece. I was going to take my kids to the beach. And this woman said, "Oh, that's a nice one piece, but why won't you? You got the body. Why won't you try that two piece on?" I said, "No, I usually wear one piece." She said, "But just try it on, because I, honey, if I had your body, I'll be wearing that."
yeah, me
So
too.
I took the two piece in the dressing room and I tried it on. And she said, "Let me see." And I let her see. She says, "You look stunning. You look
I remember
absolutely
you telling me about that.
amazing. Yeah, you look so amazing." And I think that was the bridge that started me to really realize that I needed to chip away at that. But that was why I did that all my life.
And
Yeah.
thank God that that woman opened up your
Yeah.
eyes to that.
Yeah. She did.
Thank God.
Perfect
Who
stranger.
was she? A
She was in there.
stranger?
She was in there shopping too. And I just had the one piece, and she said, "That's beautiful, but why are you not picking that one?" I said, "That's a two piece, ma'am. I usually wear one piece." She says, "Oh my God, you have the body for that. Like, try that."
Thank
But
God.
yeah,
It takes a stranger
yeah,
sometimes to open up your eyes.
yeah. And
It takes a
but
stranger.
because I was self conscious about my body, I was self conscious about how thin I was. It all came from being bullied from my classmate. Yeah,
Mm, mm, mm.
yeah. So that was powerful
I
for me and I was a married woman with kids, and that was powerful for me to have that moment in time.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it lasted up
Into
into
my
your
young life,
30s?
my teens, my adult life. I was married by the time, and I had children by the time I tried on my first bikini.
Two-piece.
Yeah, because
Wow.
I didn't want people to see
You
my
you
body
was
like
you
that.
was hiding
I was
yourself.
hiding myself. Yeah.
Well, you finally came out of that shell.
Yes, I did in a big way.
Thank God
Yes,
you
I
came out
did.
of that shell.
Yes, I did.
And that's one of the reasons why, I gave you the three C's for
Yes,
the
yeah.
title,
Yes, you did.
and one of it was confidence, right?
Yes,
Right.
yes. And with anything, sometimes it takes time to chip away at something that's traumatic in your life, and that obviously was.
And kids can be so cruel.
Yeah, I never understood why. And the funny thing is, I see this person at our reunions, and
I
that
know.
person still has I don't know if it's a jealousy, I don't know what it is, but when she sees me, her jaws get tight. And we are 60 plus, and this person still has a resent. There's something that's there.
She needs to
There's
apologize.
something that's there. And I remember one of our reunions, Erica was cheering for the Eagles at the time, and she had commented on how she felt like they looked like, she said something really negative about the Eagles cheerleaders. And I remember saying to her, well, you have to have a body to be able to wear that anyway. And since that's not your position, let's not go there. But it was another derogatory attack, basically, because Erica's my daughter. So you see where I'm going with that? So
Oh,
she just doesn't, I don't know what that's about. I don't know what that's about.
it sounds like a tab of jealousy.
Yeah, I don't know what that's about. But even the last reunion that I was at, she was that's just her thing with me. And we don't even see each other. We don't live in the same state or anything. The only time I've seen this person is at the reunions. I've never engaged at any other time. So yeah,
Well,
yeah. So
well, forget
that's right, honey.
forget
Because
her.
I'll wear my confidence like I
Yes,
wear my crowns. Yes,
yes,
honey, high and
you,
visible. Yes. So,
yes.
so
And I'm happy to hear that. This is why we showcasing you today, because girl, you got it going on,
thank you,
and
thank you,
you
thank
are
you.
definitely stepping into your purpose.
Yeah, yeah, I think so. And the beauty about what I'm doing with my life and my career, because obviously I have a second side of my life now. I was a beauty expert, esthetician, and all that, but now
Yes.
I am a runway model. At 60, and now I'm a 5-time pageant title holder, and what I do with these things, I
Can't
feel
believe
like
she been crowned 5 times.
I think it's
Not one time, not 2 times, but 5 times.
Yeah, yeah. And I think it's important
That's
that when you see other young girls, you want to motivate them, you want to empower them, you want to show them that you are worthy. Self love is paramount. Let's
yes.
start there so that
Let's
you
start
know you
there.
are everything. And I give back in that way because I know what it was like for somebody to take that from me. So it's important to do that. It's really important. So
Yeah.
yeah. And the funny thing is, before I became before I won my first title, which was, listen, I've always worked behind the camera. I was never in front of the camera. Even when I was doing the cheerleaders, I was always from behind. My work would be showcased, but I was behind. And then one day my son came home and he said, Mom, do you mind if I take your photo? And I said, take my photo for what? He said, I just want to take your photo. Do you mind? I said, no, of course. I just had, my hair was curly. I had a cute little turtleneck on, some jeans. I stood outside because where the light was natural, and he took my photo. So then I said, well, what do you want to take my photo for? You have plenty of photos for me. He said, well, I want to submit your photo in this contest. I said, a contest? He said, yes,
What?
Mom, I want to enter your photo in this contest. So I said, okay. Girl, 2 weeks passed and my face is on the front of a magazine. I won the contest and the cash too. And I said, what in the world?
What?
So,
That
so
is
I'm like, what? It was a simple
crazy.
photo, but I guess the natural light of it all, it was just a natural, beautiful photo. So he said, I
I
forgot to
love
tell you one
him.
more thing, right? He said, Mom, I forgot to tell you, you won that photo contest, but that automatically puts you in a
Well, he
pageant.
forgot to tell you.
That it puts me in a pageant. I said, a pageant? I have never been in a pageant, Bubby. He said, I know, I forgot to tell you that part, Mom. I said, oh, Lord. because I have
He
never
forgot to tell you that
yes. So when I found out about the pageant, I didn't know anything about it. What I did know was this. I knew I had beautiful dresses and gowns. I knew how to do my own hair and makeup. So there we go, right? So what I did, I took a gown out of my closet, went to where the pageant was going to be. I had did my own hair, did my own makeup. And there were women there that were seasoned people, that they were seasoned pageant women. They have done pageants forever. And I'm a newbie. I don't know what's going on. You know, I'm just going to
So
show up.
you the new kid
Yeah,
on the
I was a
block.
new kid on the block. Girl, when
Isn't
we
that
standing
something?
up there, I'm getting all these awards. They're calling my name for all these as we're standing there. And there's two women that's left standing there, me and another woman. And my daughter said I look like a deer in headlights. She said, Mom, you look scared. I said, because I'm trying to figure out what's going on. We got all these seasoned women. I just got here. Girl, when they called the runner up, I'm just standing there. I don't know what's going on. And I'm looking crazy. It was so funny because I didn't realize I had won. Next thing I know, I got somebody coming with a crown, or money, a check, all flowers. I'm like, I didn't know what was going on. And I realized I had won, and I won the whole thing. I could not believe it. And that was the start of my journey in pageantry. Yeah.
So it was your
It
son
was my son that
that
started this
started the whole thing
my son.
just by submitting
My
her
photo.
picture.
Mm-hmm. And I was 57 at the time. Yeah, my son submitted my photo, and that was the start of it all.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And it's been a whirlwind since. I've been interviewed by magazines. I've done everything. New York Fashion Week, Paris. I've done it all in a short amount of time.
So with you doing pageant, does that fall right into runway modeling?
It can because I wound up having an agent, being picked up by an agent.
Mm-hmm.
And so one of the things about my first title that I won is that they'll pick some of the winners to walk in New York Fashion Week, and I was one of them.
Mm-hmm.
So again, I mean, there's a thing about me that I have when you know how they say, you don't let the clothes wear you, you wear the clothes. I've always been of that mindset, honey, always. So when I had my first New York stint, it was amazing. And I just took to it like a fish to water. And so that started the second chapter of my life. It was a second life. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, I say you got it going on.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, I want to talk about how did you come into the opportunity of being with the Philadelphia Soul Arena football league and
Okay.
their
Working with them.
cheerleaders? Yeah, because
Well,
that was your first thing
that's
you
my
did,
first
right?
thing. Yeah. Everything kind of just trickled. But I was working at the time with Jackie Fryer, who was Irvin Fryer's wife. We were in a salon together.
Oh.
And my daughter at the time was trying out for the Philadelphia Soul before she became an Eagle. She was a soulmate.
Oh. Okay.
And I remember getting her together, getting her hair and makeup together, making sure her outfit was tight, you know, making sure her audition went good and everything. And she wound up making that team. And
she made the team for this?
There's a picture that I sent you. It looks like it's on a wall, but that's
Well,
me
that
and
was
my
the
school.
Philadelphia Eagles
No, that was
picture that you sent me
but
to my daughter.
I sent you another one too, though.
I don't remember the Philadelphia Soul. It was an Eagles picture
Yeah, I
of
did send
Erica
that, but I
you
thought
sent.
I sent the one. I thought I did. Maybe I didn't. But anyway, that was her beginning. That was her
I didn't
beginning.
know that
Yeah,
she was on there.
that was her. That was her introduction to professional sports and cheerleading. That was it. And when she was younger, she did dance. I put her in everything when she was younger. So she was ready for this.
So she was
made for
ready.
this. Yeah. So
Wow.
at that time they did have a stylist there at the time, but it was a stylist who couldn't do all hair, you know. And if you're going to be in this business, you need to be a hot commodity by being able to do everybody. Okay,
Everything.
because Black women have different texture hair, white women have different. You have to know how to do everyone. And so
Right,
so
right.
when I realized that all they had was this nummy, so I'm just chiming in here. So I got us in there, got the whole styling team in there, and it took off from there. And that's how we
Okay.
became the stylist for the Soulmates.
Okay, so Erica got in first as a
Mm-hmm.
cheerleader
Mm-hmm.
and you followed.
I followed, yeah. Everywhere she went, I followed. Pretty much. But yeah. And it
Because
was
I didn't
wonderful.
know that Erica was a Philadelphia soul. I didn't
Mm-hmm.
know.
You
I
didn't
just
know that. Oh
no, I didn't
yeah.
know that. So this is all new to me, folks.
Yeah, she started off as a soulmate, and that's when John Bon Jovi and what's the other guy? He used to be an Eagle. He used to play. I can't think of his name at the time, but that's when they owned the team. And in 2008, they went to the Arena Bowl in New Orleans, and we went to the Arena Bowl, and that was exciting. So yeah, that's where it started. Pretty interesting, right?
Oh, I know. I know. The story gets very
Yeah,
interesting
that's
as
where
we
it all
go through.
started. Yeah.
Okay, well, so let me ask you this. So you just spoke about being able to do everyone's hair,
Yes.
because
Yeah.
everyone has different texture of hair.
Absolutely, because
Black
the stylists that
people,
they
white
had
people.
prior to, they didn't have a lot of knowledge in doing African American hair, and so a lot of them wouldn't get done. They would have to really do their own hair. So, as a black stylist, obviously, I can do everyone's hair. I mean, that's even when you're in school, which is one of the things I used to really, really hate. When you're in beauty school, the standard was whenever they gave, you work on dummies and mannequins and stuff like that, but
Right.
they would give you mannequins with black mannequins with hair that you couldn't put a fork through. Yeah, and I took such oh God, that upset me so bad because I thought to myself, is this what you think the standard black person's hair is like? You
Right,
know what I'm
right.
saying?
You questioning it.
And but we worked on a lot of white mannequins, which is fine, but the black mannequins is so
The hair
that's what
was so
every
coarse,
oh my
and
God.
and it's
I
not
resented
like
that. And
that.
it's not like that. You know what I'm saying? And so so a lot of white students, that were with me, working with me, they didn't want to work on a black because they assumed because of that mannequin that my hair was like that or
That
your hair was like that.
right,
They
right.
just assume that. And I think a lot of them still assume that. Yeah.
Get out of
Mm-hmm,
here.
mm-hmm. So a lot of black girls didn't get their hair done, and I believe it was because of that stigma. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, well, I think my next question is, now, did you do all the hair and makeup for the girls by yourself, or
No,
you
no, it was a
had an
team. It was
assistant?
a
It was a
team,
team of
a team of
people.
us. Yeah, we all the stylists from that we all worked together in the salon with Jackie. So all of us, because I said we got this opportunity, let's go ahead and
Yeah,
So all of us
because
would go over there.
how many cheerleaders is on the team?
Probably at the time it might have been about 25. So we would split them up, and I would take my daughter and her, girls that would every time I did her hair, whether it was wherever, even when she was an Eagle, it was always her and then whoever she was close to, and then
Right.
everybody else would do the other
Oh,
group.
okay.
So
So it's always like that for both
yeah, it's
teams.
always like that. And so I started getting into doing their extensions. So it kind of then it went from just reg to extensions.
Hmm.
And that was very lucrative, and it was just fun. So I became an extension expert, because I started, even to this day, I do the micro loops. I can do it all, because you never stop evolving with this. Like with anything you do, you always want to educate yourself, so that you're always on your A game. You're always,
Hmm.
what's the latest trend, what's out there, what's popping.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
so yeah, I'm on top of that still.
I'm gonna have to talk to you about that later off camera.
Off camera.
Yeah,
Yes, yes,
yeah, I'm gonna
yes,
have to talk to you that
yes. I
about.
do my own. I do my own extensions, girl. Listen, I could sit in somebody's chair, and I did that once, and it did not go well. But they didn't know that I was a stylist. They didn't know. Sometimes people do that, but yeah, that's kind of how it started. And so I became, all things extensions. So
Wow,
because they want
wow,
you to have
you
that nice
are
flowing, lovely hair. If you're on
yes,
camera, they want it to flow right. Now girls can wear a little bit of an afro something something now, but back then they wanted the nice and
right,
flowy and curly,
right.
and when you're moving they want the hair to flow right.
Yeah,
And
because when you cheerleading, you want your hair to be flowing right,
mm-hmm,
and
mm-hmm,
right
mm-hmm.
along with the wind. you know?
Yes, yes. And now the teams are unisex now, a lot of them. So, they have guys down out there cheering with the girls. I mean, so but back then, yeah, it was all about the hair, the look, the makeup,
Hmm. Well, what does it take to be on a team as a cheerleader? What are they looking for?
Well, they are looking for I mean, you don't have to be a perfect dancer. They're looking for the possibility. They're looking at you and saying, okay, I can work with that. They definitely want to, I mean, we're talking, the younger cheerleaders, they want someone that's obviously that's easy on the eyes.
Yes,
They want
yes,
you to be able to
beautiful.
dance a little bit so they can work with you. Someone that's poised, can speak well.
Hmm.
Um, and yeah, that's pretty much it. There's no age cap at all. So if
No?
no, I mean there's a time span where you could only be on a team for a certain amount of time. But if you were, I don't know, 50 and you looked hot and you could dance, you could try out for that team. There's no age cap there.
What?
Yeah.
For the Eagles and
Yeah. People, if they knew that, yeah, they could do it. There's
I
no, there's
don't think
nothing,
enough people know that.
no, there's nothing stopping you. There's no thing that says, oh my God, if you're 50, you cannot try out for the team. No, no, you just better be able to bring it like that 23-year-old can bring it. That's really it. Yeah,
Wow,
there's no age
wow.
cap. Mm-mm.
Well, I have another question for
Sure.
you. So what does it take to prepare for a game? I
Well,
mean,
it
are
takes.
you preparing like um days in advance, or you just preparing that one day?
Are you talking about in terms of what I do? What I do as a
Yeah.
stylist? Oh no, so
I mean,
I
with the
actually,
cheerleaders.
yeah. Well, in terms of me working with them, I don't really need to prepare because when you work with them long enough and you know who they are and you know their hair, you know their style, you know
Oh.
what it is. So you go in ready. So you stay ready, so you don't have to get ready, as they say. So there's that, and that's always been my professionalism with it. I've always, anyone that I've worked with or worked on, it was always important to know that person, know their hair. Like so many times, Caucasian women love to bleach their hair, fry their hair. So
Yeah.
off season, they fry their hair, is breaking, they come back, it's all
Is
broken and
that with
brittle.
the is
So
that
you
with
have
the
to give them
foil
extensions.
and all that stuff?
Yeah, you have
Yeah,
to give them
because
extensions
they
now because their hair is fried, So there's so many that they would come back and their hair is just breaking off because they would get it bleached a lot. So then they would have to go into extensions. You know what I'm saying? So you would just
wow.
have to know, a couple of them just want. And matter of fact, a lot of them love their extensions so much they wore them off season too. They just love the long hair, So but yeah, it was nothing for me to just go in and get them done because I knew my girls. I knew what looked good on them, what would work well with them. And that's all about, that's just like with having any client, you want to know.
So how long does it take you? You know, okay, so for instance, you have Erica and her closest friend,
Mm-hmm.
what maybe around about five girls,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and so with five girls, I mean, what's the time span as far
Well,
as
well,
being done?
first getting done. Well, their extensions I would do at the salon because that's something that's timely, right? It takes a little bit of time to get that done. So on game day, I probably would spend maybe about 30 minutes on hair. You know what I'm saying? Brush up the makeup. You go get them ready for the first part. Have time, brush them up a little bit more, and then you're done for the day. But just time is of the essence, obviously. So
Yes.
you want to be able to have speed involved with this as well, but accuracy,
Yeah,
to make
yeah,
sure they
because
look
yeah,
good.
with accuracy, yeah.
But it takes no time because you just curl and pin curl because they will go out and practice and rehearse a little bit, and I will always pin curl because you don't want nothing to dry. You want it to come out nice and beautiful. So when they come back in from rehearsing, take the pin curls out, they're good, they're golden, they're ready to go. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
about
So the
30
pin
minutes.
curls is when you curl it up with it and put it in
Put uh-huh.
the bobby pins.
Right,
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 right.
right. Use a curl iron or flat iron, curl it, and then wrap it, pin curl it, and then they're good to go. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, let me ask you this. So what has it been like to work side by side with your daughter?
Oh,
What has that been like? Because y'all been doing. I'm thinking
this
that it was just with the Eagles,
no,
Erica being a cheerleader,
it has.
and
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, it has
I didn't
been
know
a
that it was.
journey. Yes, it
It's
has
been a
been a
long journey for the
journey.
both of you. So what has
She
that
has
been
been a
like? I know you must
joy.
be proud.
She's been a joy. Erica, I can't even. I see me cheesing, right?
And
That's my.
and that's your carbon copy
Yeah.
too. Erica looks just like her
Everybody
mother.
says that, but it
That's
has been a joy. She's a consummate professional. Um, when we worked together through the years, she's just been who she needed to be. I'm mom, obviously, but she's always a professional. She always act accordingly. She's just a class act all the way. And I'm very proud. I've been very proud to work alongside her at any moment, at anytime I've ever been able to be at her international shoots and stuff like that. And she's just a joy to work with. I mean, that's a double crown for me, to be able to work with
yes.
her and see her in her glory and do her thing, and knowing that I had a part of that. You know what I'm saying? So any calendar she's been on, knowing I had a part of that beauty and how that look came out. It's just a joy. Yeah, it's been a wonderful, wonderful journey working with her.
Mm,
Yeah.
I'm sure. I'm sure. Okay. Well, I want to ask you about your business because you've been thriving in it.
hmm
Um, Tell us about your exquisite skin
Studio.
studio.
So I created Exquisite Skin Studio, of course, because beauty is my passion. Um, and I really wanted to give back. Oh my God, I've given back so much in the community as well.
Yes, I know. I've
Um,
seen you in action.
yeah, because a lot of people, a lot of women would love to do certain things. They can't afford to do certain things. And I think that when you've been blessed abundantly in the way that I have been, I think
Mhm.
that should be anyone's path to be able to give back. And
Yes, I
so
think so too.
I created that Exquisite Skin because obviously I love beauty. I love taking care of myself. I love taking care of the other women. And Exquisite Skin Studio is a natural aesthetic business. So as we spoke about it earlier, I'm not against Botox. I'm not against fillers. It's just something I don't implement in my business or personally.
Right,
I
right.
do
Because
believe
you want to do everything all natural.
natural. I do believe in natural aesthetics because the fact is, if you're walking and you're breathing, we all have collagen. It's all about stimulating our own collagen to get it what we need,
Right,
basically. And so
right.
we don't. I think
And
there's so
as
many.
we age, we
Yes,
lose
we lose. You
collagen.
start losing collagen at the age of 25. You start losing it at the age of 25. A lot of people don't know that, but you start at the age of 25. Your collagen starts to slowly
Slow
deplete.
down. Yeah.
And so there's so many different things that we can do as women to jumpstart our own elasticity and collagen and cytokines and get our own stuff pumping. It could be something as simple as cleansing and using hyaluronic acid serum or niacinamide. These things that really stimulate the skin and really get your skin plump, and nice. And having a nighttime routine, something as easy as that, but consistency is key. People
Hmm.
think because we have all this melanin in our skin, we shouldn't wear SPF. That's the furthest thing from the truth. I wear SPF every single day. You know what I'm saying? Because I live in the state of Florida, and we know
A
the rays
lot of
out there,
sun.
honey, is honey, not kind. But it's something that every person should wear because of the free radicals that are out there in the air, the sun, the rays, all of that. And then you go ahead and do whatever it is that you're going to do with your skin. But you got to be consistent with that to have
So that's
flawless skin.
is like a skin protector
Mm-hmm.
from
Yes. Yes,
the
that's what
sun.
that does. Yeah. So if you're going to put anything on top of that, then of course you do that. But yeah,
Well, I've always thought that that was something that white people did.
a lot of black people too.
You
That's what
know,
that's
that's
funny
what
you
I
should
always
say
thought.
that.
They put suntan lotion on, so I always thought that was a white thing and not a
Everybody
black
always, it is
thing.
so funny because back in the day, white people used to put a bunch of baby oil on, sit on the roof and put a metal thing and let
Oh
the sun,
yeah,
girl.
yeah.
And and those people today got skin like leather because that's not what it was, for. But no, it's not a white person thing. It's a black person thing too. And
Okay.
I can definitely attest to that. I use it every day. Like anytime I'm going outside, when I
You put it
when I'm
on.
doing my skin regimen, I'm cleansing, whatever I'm doing, that's the first thing I put on, and then I'll put on like my hyaluronic serum, and then I'll keep it moving. But
Hmm.
yeah, you have to do that because it protects you from everything that's out there in the element. I think because people think they can't see it, it's not affecting their skin, but it's out there.
Right. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm getting a skin lesson today, folks. I can't
It's out
believe
there.
it.
Yeah. And there's so many great products that are retail products that are on the market right now that works really, really well. So yeah.
Well, how do you feel about putting collagen on your skin? Like what's the name of that stuff? Or Olay.
Uh-huh.
Um as opposed to taking it in, because what I do,
Mm-hmm.
I put collagen powder or
Mm-hmm.
whatever. I put it
Mm-hmm.
in my tea every
Mm-hmm.
morning,
Mm-hmm.
and I drink it that way.
You can do
And
that.
I know that it's helping me to stay
Yes,
young.
you can do that. You can do that. I do that.
You
So
do that
yeah, I
too.
do that.
Good,
Yeah, I
good,
mean,
good, good.
listen,
You do
girl.
that.
We gotta keep it
Okay, because
real quick.
we trying to stay young. You
Yes,
know,
we are. But I
I'm
do
trying
that
to.
too. I
You
do
do
that
that
too.
too,
I'll put it in my tea or my coffee. I'll do
right?
that. But I do also um when I'm at home, I'll do maybe some micro needling on my skin. Um, and that's just something that's like they let a little fine little filament, little needles. But anyway, I'll do my whole face, and then I'll put the because the thing is, you want whatever product you put on your skin, if it's a good product, you want it to be able to penetrate through the top layer, the epidermis layer of your skin.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll do that, and then I'll put my yummy stuff on, and then I'll go, because usually I do that at nighttime before I go to bed, when I do it, which is like once every 3 weeks, something like that. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you could put stuff like that at nighttime. But again, you have to be consistent because our skin regenerates itself when we sleep. You do know that, right? Now you do.
Now I do.
And that's why
Now I do.
so many women have a nighttime routine, because when you sleep, your skin cells are rebuilding themselves. So if you have something that's really yummy and good for your skin on your face while you sleep, it's taking all that in. It's absorbing all
Well,
of that.
what happens if you're a person that don't get enough sleep? I don't get enough
You
sleep.
don't?
Mm-mm.
Girl, I get 8 hours.
Really? As busy
Absolutely.
as you are?
I make sure of it. I make time for the things I need, and sleep is one of them, for
Yeah,
sure. For
yeah.
sure. I mean, when we're sleep deprived, it affects everything.
I
So,
know. I
so I
know.
make sure I get my 8 hours
I'm
in.
I'm I promise to do better.
Do better, if not 8, 7, but I don't think someone doing 4 hours, 5 hours of sleep is enough. And when we're older,
It's
as we
not
are,
enough.
it's not enough.
It's
So
not enough. Not for
so
us.
so make time for some sleep when you can, because you'll be surprised how the body is rejuvenated when you wake up, because it's well rested.
Right,
So
right.
you
And
want to
you're
do
right.
that. You
You're
want to
right.
do that. Yeah.
You're right. You're absolutely
Yeah.
right. Yeah. I'm getting some beauty lessons here.
But
Oh
yeah,
my
I get eight
goodness.
hours solid.
Mm-mm-mm. So, okay, so mentoring. Wait a minute. So you always giving back to your community,
Hmm.
and one of the ways is being a mentor
Hmm.
to young women.
Yes.
So can you dive in and talk more about
Yeah,
that?
absolutely. And that goes obviously back to high school days. Obviously, I think
Oh yeah.
that because you know there's so many. I've helped so many young girls and young boys too, but I think that with everything, it starts in our youth, right? How you're treated, what you learn, who you're in contact with, all these things, they affect you as you grow, and so many don't have um, the tools, or they don't have the support system to know that they are amazing little people, and I think that when you bring somebody into the fold, somebody in, and you give them that, whether it's like I would do free facials, tell them how to take care of themselves, give out free
Mm,
products, because it does start young. You know what I'm saying? It does. You want to love yourself as a teenager. You want to know that you are beautiful inside and out.
right.
There are things maybe that they can't afford to buy, or maybe their mom can't afford to buy. I have an abundance amount of that I share with. I mean, I think all these lessons are important in terms of giving back.
Yeah.
Especially to our youth, and if I can be someone to jumpstart that and get that going and just be that light for them, I'm gonna do that. I have two girls myself, and I
Yes.
raised them to be strong and humble and beautiful and kind and treat people the way you want to be treated.
That's
You know what I'm
right.
saying?
That's
Living
right.
your life. You are everything. You are like to love yourself abundantly, so that
That's
no
right.
one can come in. Because we all know in this world, people can come in and they can make someone think that there's something that they're not, and then
Yeah.
here we go. So
Yeah.
our job is to lead by example. Be
That's
that
right.
change that we definitely want to see. And so
Hmm.
that's what I believe in, and that's what I do.
Well,
Yeah.
I am so happy that you do that
Thank you,
because,
Dave.
people like you being in a life of a teenager that really needs
Oh
um,
God, you have
that
no idea.
uplifting
You have no idea. And
and inspiration.
yes, yes, to be empowered, to be inspired,
That's right.
to
And that's
show
what
them,
this
yeah.
show is about too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We encourage women and uplift them,
Mm-hmm.
and we just want to be an
Mm-hmm.
inspiration.
Mm-hmm.
And I always tell my viewers that we are the village that
That's
surrounds
right.
you.
That's right. And it takes a
You-
village. It always has, right?
yes,
And we grew
yes,
up
we're
on
the
that
village.
mindset. So, I'm
Yes,
old school, obviously. So I still have that mindset.
yeah, yeah, and we have to as
Mm-hmm.
women because
Mm-hmm.
all we have is each other.
That's all we have. That's all
All
we
we have
have.
is each
That's all we
other.
have. And they're our future. They're
Yeah,
coming up
those
behind us.
girls. Yes, yes,
They're coming up
yes.
behind us. So
They
it's
are our
it's it's
future
important.
for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I have a granddaughter too now, so you know.
Girl, I know you're working on her too.
Yes, I
Well,
love my little grandbabies. I'll
well,
tell
how
you.
many grandchildren do you have?
I have three grandchildren. I have Zoe, who's 6. I have Carter, who's 4, and Pete Parker. His name is Parker, but I call him Pete Parker. And he's 2. And they
Oh,
are the most precious things in the world. And I'll tell you something, Dee. When you think you can't love anybody more than your children, have grandchildren. And let me tell you something. It's over. It's over.
and and
It's
and
over.
and spoiled rotten.
It's over.
I
Oh
know,
my
and
God,
spoiled
spoiled
rotten.
rotten. Yes, Lord.
Yeah, I know, I
Mm-hmm.
know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, speaking of your grandchildren, she Marion is also an author.
I am an author
Uh,
of coloring books. Yes. And
so how did that come about? I know it's your grandchildren that
yeah,
inspired you,
they
but
inspired
talk
me. Well,
more about them.
my little Zoe is a princess all day long, right? And I thought to myself, and Carter and Pete Parker, they love cars and trains and all these things. And even though they have the world, they live a very lavish lifestyle, obviously. They have the world. And I thought to myself, what could I create that will be here long after I'm gone for them?
Oh,
That was the message for me. Like, what can I do?
so you leaving a legacy
Yeah,
to them
that's what I
through the
thought about.
coloring books.
Yep. I thought, what could I leave them that will be around a long time, and
That's
while
awesome.
they're young. And so I started creating these coloring books. And so when I did the books, you can get like copies of the books or whatever. So I took the copies when I was in Virginia. I took them with me, and they loved them. They were coloring, having a good time. They call me Yaya, and they was like, "Oh my God, Yaya, I love these books." But one of them is my first planes, trucks, and cars. Another one is my first fairy tale and princesses. Another one is my first dinosaurs. But they love them, and so they inspire me a lot. They inspire me. I think that I am one of the best grandmothers out here on this planet. I'm going to tap
Hello,
myself on
hello.
the shoulder, honey, because I am good at what I do, no matter what it is. And that job I'm great at. And I love them. I'm just grateful to God that I'm able to be physical enough to do the things I do with them, to
Hmm.
play with them. Because my daughter, she started having her children in her mid 30s, so I
Yeah,
became
I
a
did
grandmother,
too.
yeah. So I became a grandmother later than some of my friends did, which is fine. But I'm
Hmm.
glad that I'm able to be here to
Right,
do these things with them, to
right.
create with them, to inspire them, to empower them, to to do the things that grandparents do, because there's a reason they're parents and there's a reason they're grandparents, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
grandparents are the ones that make the world go around. So yeah, they were my
Mm-hmm.
inspiration for that.
Yeah, that's a nice legacy to
I
leave.
think so. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
I'm really proud of it. I'm very proud of it. So
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
and I'm sure the grandkids are just loving it.
yeah.
And by the way, you could get those books on
Amazon.
Amazon.
Yep.
We'll have all
And
that
all
at
you
the
have to
bottom
really
of
do is just type in Marion Cain, and they'll pop right up. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Because I did it the other day. I just like, because I was like, oh, was it my first or not? I'm trying to think of. So I just typed in my name, and they popped right up.
And all three of the books
All three
popped
popped
up.
right up.
Mm-hmm.
But I will be actually adding more on. But those are my first three. So
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah.
how did you get the assistance and help in
To create
publishing
them.
the book?
Well, Amazon does have a KDP system, so you can go through there. Obviously, they're going to take a little piece of whatever, which is fine, but you have
Yeah.
to do the work in terms of what your cover might look like, what the inside might look like. But they do the backdrop stuff in terms of, and they'll go through everything to make sure it's it's following the rules and the guidelines and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then yeah, they did that part, so that part was easy. So,
Yeah,
but
that
yeah,
was easy.
I just enjoyed creating it, so that was I'm
Yeah.
a creator by nature, so I enjoyed that part.
Oh, wow, wow.
Mhm.
Okay, well, what are your final words of encouragement you would like to leave to our women, our viewers that's watching?
Well, ladies, I would like to say that my final words is going to go a little something like this: never forget that you exist for a purpose, and never forget that that purpose means something. Never allow anyone to dull your light or your shine, and never allow anyone to make you feel less than, because you are everything. There's a reason that you are here. Your journey is not done, it's just starting. I mean, honestly, I'm one for the books for that, right? I got a whole nother chapter of my life that started at 57. But more importantly than that, love yourself abundantly. Because when
Yes.
you love yourself, you can do anything in this world. And not just that, you'll love other people as well. There's so many people in the world that don't love themselves, so they hurt other people. But when you love yourself,
Mm-hmm.
it's not going to do anything but just flow. So I
Mm-hmm.
would say, love yourself, take care of yourself, take care of you. Yeah,
Mm.
absolutely.
Wow.
Hmm.
Wow. Well, listen, Marion, I thank you so much, girlfriend,
It has been
for
a pleasure, of
coming. No,
course.
it's been a pleasure for me to have you here. And please, please, please come back
I will.
again,
I
because
will. Of course.
conversations on the couch
I'll have more
means
to tell you.
everything.
Believe me,
I
I'm
know you
sure.
do. You always got a story to tell.
Girl, yes. Oh, shout out to Robert G. Nice performance last night,
Oh,
by the way.
yes, yes. Our friend Rob.
Yes, yes,
Yes,
yes.
yes.
It was beautiful. But yes, I will come back. I'm sure I'll have more. I have more
You
runways to
better.
walk and more things to do. But yes, I will
Yes.
be back.
Yes. I love you,
Thank you for having
Marion.
me. I love you too, D. I love
Yes,
you
yes.
too.
And I thank you so much for always loving on me, having my back, and
When
everything
you
that
call,
we've
I
been
come,
doing. I
honey.
know
That's
you
right.
do. I
All the way
know
from
you
Florida.
do.
When you
I
call,
know.
I come.
Yes, yes.
And I
Thank you.
always will, D.
Thank you.
You're
Thank
welcome,
you.
baby. You're welcome. Welcome.
Okay. Well, folks, that wraps it up here on Girlfriend Therapy Session with Dee. And I'm just wanting to let you know, all the listeners out there, I ask that you click like and make a comment and subscribe. Until next time, may you all be blessed and see you again soon.